Cricket presents the Warmup, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ted Madden. Only 2 weeks left in the season. Let's get you ready for some football. We've reached the Final Four in all classifications, and the Metroplex has several contenders for championship rings. Let's preview them in the lineup presented by So Chill Chips and Salsa. In a 6A Division I state semifinal, Duncanville takes on Prosper. The Panthers got all they could handle from Spring Westfield last week and needed a huge interception in the end zone late in the game to seal a 28-21 victory. One thing that has remained constant throughout the entire season is the play of junior running back Caden Durham. Against Westfield, he was Duncanville's main option as he ran for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns behind that huge offensive line. Defensively, the Panthers have been rock solid and really only gave up 2 big plays last week. But if that happens against Prosper, it could spell doom for Duncanville. The Eagles aren't a team that gives up a lot of points, and last week they held Louisville's ground attack to under 100 yards in a 24-13 victory. Prosper has allowed more than 2 touchdowns only 4 times this season and should be ready to battle that Panther O-line. Harrison Rosar is going to have to make quick, accurate decisions against that tough defense in order for the Eagles to score points. This game will take place at SMU Saturday at 4 p.m. Meanwhile, at the Ford Center Saturday, Denton Guyer will take on DeSoto in a 6A Division II state semifinal. This one could be an offensive explosion, and if it is, it should favor the Wildcats. Last week, Guyer took on South Lake Carroll in what was heralded as an offensive showcase, and the Wildcats prevailed 45-21. Guyer's defense made 2 interceptions and left the Dragons one-dimensional by taking away their passing game. Meanwhile, Jackson Arnold was simply sensational. He ran for 149 yards and 4 touchdowns and threw for 303 yards and 2 more scores. Arnold has mastered the run-pass option and is just picking defenses apart in the postseason. DeSoto was unmerciful last week against Harker Heights as they destroyed the Knights 60-24. Everything they tried on offense worked as they accumulated 601 yards of total offense on the night. DJ Bailey has been the leader Coach Claude Mathis had hoped for behind center and has great rapport with his receivers. DeAndre Ryden and Jaden Trawick are gobbling up yards out of the backfield as well. The Eagles defense will need big stops if they want to go toe-to-toe with Guyer. This one is must-see for Texas high school football fans.
This winter, it's time to unlimit yourself and your family. Switch to Cricket and get 4 lines for $25 each per month, plus nationwide 5G and unlimited data.
Enjoy the authentic flavors of ancient recipes. So thin, so crisp, so good, so chill.
Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire was in town last week with his coaching staff to check out the area talent. One place they stopped was at Arlington Bowie, where Vols wide receiver Kelby Valsin calls home. We caught up with Kelby on the recruiting trail.
My name is Kelby Valsin. I play for Bowie High School in class of 2023. Really, Coach Jones, he's been on me since my recruiting trail started. He's really been one of the coaches that really just been on me about committing, and I really like him. We got a good connection going. I got a good connection with Coach McGuire too. So all the staff at Texas Tech, a really good staff. I know some players up there, so they said some good things, and I seen some good things when I went up there. So really just being a playmaker, being there for my team for whatever they need, whether it's being a decoy, whether I'm getting a double, triple team, and just being a decoy, or really just making plays. That's what I take pride in, trying to help my team win, and that's what's most important to me. Oh, really good. It's crazy because I actually started playing high school football last year. That was my first year playing in high school. So for me to do what I did and get all this attention is great. Coach Sam, I really like him. He's been pushing me to do what I can do, and he's really pushed me to be the best I can be. just being someone that people look up to. Only playing football for 2 years in high school, people can look up to me and see if I can do it, you can do it too. Just keep on working and follow your dreams, and don't let anybody get in the way of that.
Give yourself a well-deserved treat this winter and get a free Moto G 5G with 5G included when you switch to cricket.
There are some huge 5A state semifinals this weekend. Let's take a look at those games in the hype. Aledo will be looking for another state title game appearance and a possible 11th state championship, but they'll have to get past Longview first. The Lobos are the odds-on favorite to win the 5A Division I state title, but they won't be looking past the Bearcats for sure. Aledo started off the season 0-2, but have reeled off 12 straight wins despite being unusually seen as a slight underdog in some of their games. They had a battle on their hands with Burleson Centennial last Saturday, as that game was 21-all before the Bearcats pulled away. Tim Buchanan has relied on a young team improving throughout the season, and that's exactly what they've done. Hoss Haney has been splendid as the Bearcat signal caller, and Aledo's defense has made plays when they needed to. Longview was in a tussle last week as well, but would pull away from Mansfield Timberview to win 37-21. Taylor Tatum was the workhorse as he ran for 196 yards and had 5 total touchdowns on the night. One thing to look out for is that Lobo fans always travel well, so their side of the stands will be jam-packed. In the 5A Division II final, South Oak Cliff will take on Argyle. The Golden Bears, much like Aledo, were overlooked for most of the season due to a slow start, but they aren't anymore, that's for sure. SOC has made it to the state semis by overpowering teams down the stretch. They've played close games throughout the postseason, but have made the big plays when needed. Last week, it was Danny Green who pulled them through as he ran for 200 yards and 4 scores. Jason Todd has also used defensive back Javon Thomas as a surprise weapon on offense in the playoffs, as Thomas's blazing speed has been an asset on both sides of the ball. Argyle is in its first season in 5A, and it's been quite successful as the Eagles are undefeated. Much like SOC, when Argyle gets the running game going, they are difficult to slow down. R.J. Bunnell had 127 yards last week, and Landon Ferris has also been a threat out of the backfield. Can Argyle penetrate the Golden Bears defense and make it to their first 5A state final? Or will South Oak Cliff be going for a repeat at AT&T Stadium? These questions will be answered at Crowley ISD Stadium Friday night. Last week, Parish Episcopal won our defensive title belt. We talk about how they did it and who could win the belt this week in The Buzz. Four straight TAPS Division I state titles were on the line last Friday for Parish Episcopal as the Panthers took on Plano Prestonwood. Thanks to a stellar defensive effort, another plaque is going into that Parish trophy case. The Panthers picked up 2 Prestonwood passes, and Ole Miss commit Daniel DeMary took one of those back for 6 in the 38-14 victory. This week, look for the aforementioned Argyle Eagles to compete for a belt. They have the defensive line strength to slow down the South Oak Cliff running game if they can get their hands on those backs. That's going to do it for today's show. For even more high school football content, be sure to follow us on our social media accounts, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Ted Madden, and I hope we got you warmed up for all the action.